Welcome to Business Purpose and Clarity with Petri. I'm your host. We talk about startup life, insights, practical tips, mistakes, failures, and everything between. Today's episode talks about the purpose, why we exist, why the organization matters, what are the advantages if you really know what you're doing. I was asked this question last week and it made me think about it again. It's one of the most difficult things in any organization, any company, at any stage. Ask from your people. Check it out yourself. Ask them why we exist. Ask from your customers. Ask from your suppliers. Ask from everyone. What do they say to you? Do you get the same answers from everyone? Congrats, if that's the case. You have done your job very well. Usually that's not the case. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that this stuff is hard. Well, what are the advantages of really knowing why we exist, what we do? I can easily think plenty. Well, usually people like to join companies and work when they know why they're doing it. It's just the human nature. We want to be part of something bigger. We want to belong to something. And if your mission, the reason why you exist, is something which is considered important, something which is valuable, benefits the society, is even bigger than your company, then you may find out that it's rather easy to recruit new people, to get them excited. And this is also the thing when things are not going so well. And you may question that why I'm here, why I'm at this hour doing these things, or what's the purpose of all these things. And if your mission, the purpose, why you exist, why we do all these things is very clear, it gives you energy, it empowers you, it motivates, it makes you go through the hard stuff. But it's not just that. It's also a guideline. It helps you in your everyday decision making in all the levels of the organization. If you have done your job really well, the mission is clear and it should be also practical. Practical in a sense that it will tell you, no matter in which level of the organization you are, is this something I should do? Is this something which fulfills our mission? Does this belong to us? Is this a decision? Is this the direction? Is this an action which brings us closer to our organization's purpose? Well, this may actually sound really funny. Let me explain a bit better. There's this usual notion that you can either be a missionary or mercenary founder. If you're a missionary, you tend to, maybe you have stumbled upon a problem, something which bothered you so much that you decided to do something about it, and since nobody else was doing anything, it was your task to do that because it irritates you. Or you just somehow felt that that's your purpose in life, at least for the time being. Well, missionaries want to solve something. They see something which is broken or something which could be done better, and they want to fix it. If it's something which is bigger than the company, something larger, something which may be common for a lot of people, then it's easy to get people excited. It doesn't just feel like that you filling your pockets. But there's something more beyond the company. What are we trying to do here? The other option is mercenary founder, who sees opportunities and then figures out that I could probably make money with this thing. So let's figure out something people are willing to buy and make a company out of it. There's no good or bad ways to build your company. But in the latter case, in the mercenary case, it might be a bit more difficult to find meaningful purpose for your company, because there's no naturally inclined reason, and you may have to be more inventive, because you just cannot say that I needed a bit more money. That's not usually a good purpose. Financial gains do not think to be lasting motivators for people. So the other thing which might come if you going the mercenary way, or you trying to top-down figure out what we need to do, what is the product, what is our target market, it may be harder to find the product market fit as well, because it was not like a natural thing. If you started with the mission because you were doing something and you realized that, hey, this is not working, there must be a lot of people who have the same problem, let's fix it. This is more natural way of discovering and doing things. So we're going quite deep here, and so let's go a bit back. The discussion I had the other day about organizations and trying to find them or rekindle the purpose, if you will. And the conclusion I gave was that I don't believe that if your company doesn't have a good purpose from the beginning, if you're talking about growth companies, startups, that might be quite evident and obvious, and this may sound like a bit silly, because if it's so clear and you have a passionate founder who is doing things and everybody knows what they're doing, why they're doing, there's not that much to talk about the purpose. But if the company is a bit older, the original founder has left, people have changed, and things have evolved to some direction, and it's not so obvious and clear anymore why we're doing this or which direction we go, or the original purpose and mission has been a bit vague after the founder left, then is the company still able to pull it off? Is it easy to motivate people? Can you do it with the leadership? Well, I think maybe. Maybe you need to change the people. Let's not go to that direction at this podcast episode. I just want to go back to the purpose, the why question. I think the most important thing is that if you do your job as a leader of the company, as the founder, as the CEO really well, it's good to always think about the why. It's good to always remind people why we exist, why we do this, what is it what we do, what is the context. Because actually it makes your life as the leader more easier. You don't need to do those nitty-gritty details anymore. Make the decisions for the other employees, because actually you should make yourself more or less redundant in a way that those who are doing the things in the field should be the ones who have most of the knowledge anyway, what should be done. And if you guide them with the right type of purpose and with the right type of tools, they can do the decisions themselves. And coming back to the meaningfulness, if you really feel like that you're doing something which is amazing, it's so easy to get excited. It's so easy to do the work when it's not that easy, when it's hard. Maybe it's dark. Maybe it's raining outside. Maybe you're tired. But the job itself is gratifying because you feel like belonging where you are and what you do and why you do, with whom you do it. What do you think? Is this a good starting point for the purpose? What did I miss? Let's continue the discussion. This was just the opening episode, so plenty of more to come. You can also check my website and ask me questions, wishes for new episodes, and obviously comment as well.